Sometimes in life, the gods smile upon you, my friends.
Do you ever just get down on your knees and thank God that you know me?
Let's talk about NUAI stock, New Era Energy and Digital. I'm going to do some due diligence here, and I'm going to let you know what I think about this stock. There's a guy in our Discord, Nick, MAGA Nick, as as Alex likes to call him, and he loves this stock. And I was like, you know what? Let me take a look and see what's going on with this one. I hate doing due diligence, but I figured since I got nothing else to talk about with everything else tanking, why not go over it? Let's see what is this about? What is this about? Okay, so first of all, I just want to get this out of the way. The requirements for me to give a stock the thumbs up, the nod of approval, must come down to the purple line and then pump off of it, right? We love stocks who come down to the purple line, then they pump huge, rinse and repeat, because we can just abuse that pattern. That's a must have for any stock that I want to include in my list of stocks that I want to buy. Must be trending to the upside on longer time frames. That's important, right? If we know that it just keeps going higher, then when it comes down to the purple line, it's nothing more than a huge discount opportunity. We don't have to be concerned that it's going to be the end of the world and become the next color where it just keeps tanking and never recovers. So must be trending to the upside on the longer time frames. Must have increasing revenues. That's a big one. It can't just be some nothing company with nothing going on for it. That would just make it speculative, and you're hoping number one. That's the problem. You're already in hope mode. A lot of people are usually hoping when they're holding a big bag. If you're hoping even before that, holding the big bag, that you got problems already. So must have increasing revenues to give it the thumbs up, the shades approval, the shades ETF inclusion, so to speak. So let's see if NUAI meets the criteria, right? Let's check the first one. Must come down to the purple line and then pump off of it. It's never done that because it's the first time it's ever gone up above the purple line. So it has not come down to it. So there's not enough history for us to even have there's no history of it doing anything other than dumping. This is the first time it's gotten a big pump, and it does not meet the first requirement. That's for sure. Not enough data. So already, looking bad. Must be trending to the upside on longer time frames. Will it meet that criteria? Let's go to the yearly time frame. Again, this is shades due diligence, not crappy hoping due diligence. We don't hope here. We trade like a machine, so to speak. No, it is actually trending to the downside. Quarterly time frame, it's looks sideways here, trending to the downside, pumped, but it's just selling off here. Monthly time frame, reversal, selling off. Is it going to follow the markets? That's the question. Weekly time frame, again, it's finding buyers here at 370. Daily time, again, not enough data. If we look at the MACD, if the MACD crosses under, we would expect it to tank. This stock, unfortunately, has a very ugly history of just, it pumps huge and then it just tanks. Pumps huge. Is it going to do the color and just tank? Because that's what color does. So that's kind of the concern there. Yeah, if that cross under happens, white line crossing under the yellow line in the weekly, that would spell downside to the purple line, which would bring it to around 180, which is where I bought around. I think I bought around there and flipped it because I was like, "Oh, this is good for flipping here on the momentum," but that's about it. Didn't think it would actually move, if I recall. So yeah. Not looking good on any of the time frames, quite frankly. Let's look at, it does not meet the requirements. It does not come down to the purple line. and does not pump off of it. We don't got enough data for that. Not trending to the upside in longer time frames. It just barely reversed. Whether it actually goes up over the long term, that's a whole, that you would have to bet on that. And you would have to bet on this pumping off the purple line. Must have increasing revenues. Again, you would have to hope that it actually has increasing revenues over the long term. So essentially, it's very speculative, right? It's mad money, right? Very speculative. I think Jim Cramer talked about it from my research that I did. So Jim Cramer gave it his blessing. Oh boy, right? Oh boy. So that's another thing you got to worry about. But jokes aside, it does not meet the requirements. I would give this stock the no buy. Stay away. It's too speculative. We're not about buying garbage and hoping, right? There's no hope here. We buy what's already established because we know it just keeps going up. See, here's the funny thing about companies that are established. They keep going up over the long term. Their revenues keep increasing, and they always come back to the purple and then pump off of it to a new high. That's easy money. Are you going to make hundreds of percentages? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, look at Palantir, SoFi, Nvidia, and the many others that have trended over the long term to the upside, and they will make you hundreds of percentage of return if you're willing to be patient and sit on it. So, but if you're into more speculative plays that can make you hundreds of percentages, right? 300, 500%, 800%, then NUAI is the way to go here. It's very speculative, very much you're taking the hoping, you're hoping. And if it works out, you can make quite a bit, because I could see this going to 10. Seeing the fact that it already went to 750, 10 would be very doable on the next pump if it actually falls through on whatever the hell it's trying to do. I don't know what it does, but I'm just looking at the technicals here. Here you go. Jim Cramer. Where is it? If you want your spec to be that, I'm going to bless it. So the project is expected to include over 2 gigawatts of natural gas generation and a planned 5+ gigawatt nuclear installation with initial power delivery targeted for 2028. So you would have to wait quite a while for this to get going anywhere. Even if anyway it gets a catalyst anytime soon, with the markets tanking, I wonder if it would just sell off even if it pumps. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The worst thing that can happen to a company is they get a catalyst, but because we're trending to the downside, it just nobody cares to hold. They just take the money and run. It just sells off completely. I've seen it so many times. See, here's the thing about this company. It can talk all it wants, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean anything. They got to follow through, especially with that initial power delivery targeted for 2028. So you got to be, what's funny is you're probably going to have to wait a few years. But in those few years, you probably could have just bought something else safer, and it would have gone up anyways. Because again, it does not meet the requirements that I use for picking stocks. Here's another one. Because revenues don't go up over the long term. I'll show you right now. These are the PRs. There we go. Total revenue. So 0, 0, and another 0 in 2022. 2023 revenues jumped to 612K, then dropped to 532K. Obviously not profitable. Quarterly, no, not quarterly. Let's look at the balance sheet. I never look at the balance sheet on the established companies because there's no point. I'm sure they're doing fine. But the balance sheet here, they have more liabilities than assets. So that's something that I don't like personally. It's not a bad thing, right? It's a speculative company. Of course, they're going to have more liabilities than assets. But I think even Sybil stock, by the way, it's a penny stock. Even that has better assets to liabilities, I'm pretty sure, if I recall. So, more liabilities than assets. That's something to be. For me, that's a red flag. But for some people, it's like, okay, it's expected for something, that's speculative. Total debt, not concerned about that. Of course, it's going to have that. So, it does not have increasing revenues. Year over year, as you can see, it's actually gone down. Maybe this year they're going to have increasing revenues. 360. I guess it depends on how they perform in Q4. Yeah, in Q4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Yeah. They should have a better core year this year for sure, based on their revenues so far. But again, it does not really meet any of the criteria right now at this point in time. So if you're into speculative risky plays that could potentially go 5, 10x, NUAI is a buy. I would wait for the purple line personally. Am I going to buy this? Hell no. This is just stupid for me. Obviously, from my point of view, it's like, oh, this is just dumb. It doesn't meet any of my requirements. Like, why does this stock not continue to go up? Why does this stock have no history of coming down to the purple line? Why does this stock not have increasing? It's just too speculative, right? It's just, when you do this for a living, you're trying to make money with as little risk as possible. Not taking these speculative plays. So, I would say if you're trying to get rich quick, here you go. NUAI, go right ahead. It's got all the qualities of a stock that could potentially go higher because it is going for the AI infrastructure side of things, but it comes with the risk of it just kind of going nowhere and dying off. That's also the downside. Same thing with pharmaceutical and biotech. You could buy pharmaceutical and biotechs, but the problem with those is either they're going to pump or they're going to dump 50%, right? So pretty much the same thing. If you like gambles, not a bad gamble to take. Is it for me? No. If you're someone that's looking to do this professionally and do it for a living, this is a hell no. Let's go trade what's safe so we can get some consistent income and not have to blow up our accounts. Because once you do this for a living, it's all about that consistent income. None of this bullshit of taking risks. None of that. Hell no. As little losses as possible, right? So there you go. Let me see if there's a signal here. The problem is it just went sideways here. So it's kind of, there's no reliable signal for this. Like there's no like, oh, if it gets a crossover here, it's a big buy. Like there's none of that. Let me look at the weekly. No, the weekly either. No, the daily time frame crossed over here. The daily time frame crossover would be the signal to buy if you want to use that. But if we're going to just downtrend it, it would be a fake out. So yeah, it doesn't really have any reliable signals either. That's a problem. Let me look at the 50 and let me look at the golden cross here. 52, yeah, this is the golden cross right here, which marked the top, funny enough. The golden cross on NUAI marked the top. So yeah, there you go. Look at that. Golden cross topped here and literally topped the next day, like literally. And so yeah, it's trying to hold the 50. If it doesn't hold the 50, it's just going to come down to 200. If it doesn't hold the 200, we come down to the purple line. That's what it would be. So there's no, like even the golden cross here is not exactly reliable. It's not exactly reliable. Like it just marked a top. So which is terrible. Like, wait a minute. A golden cross is supposed to be bullish, not mark a top. Come on. That's trash. Reminds me of this one. Well, at least this one, look at this. This is a golden cross here on BBAI. And it just keeps going up, right? Over the long term, right? It's headed back towards 10, right? Creating new highs. Woohoo, right? Like, this is what you want to see. But that BBI is not without its problems. But NUAI here, even the golden cross is not reliable. Even that's not reliable, which is bad. That's a bad sign. You need your golden crosses and death crosses to be reliable. Like when you get a golden cross, you should be able to buy with confidence, knowing like, yes, golden cross, we're gonna go higher. Instead, this golden cross is just a top signal, which is pretty bad. That's kind of messed up, right? Like if you think about it, like wait a minute, yeah, it's supposed to be a good thing, and we're instead it's just a top. That's what it is. It's a top signal for this stock. So even the technicals, it just doesn't. It's all over the place with the technicals. Even on the MACD, it's all over the place. It's just what is this? I can't even like use the weekly time frame as a signal to buy. At this point, Sybil stock is it's better because you can at least use the weekly crossover right here as a signal to buy. Right, you buy here and it goes up here at the end of the week. Boom, you make your money. Did it here again. And I did use this signal. Look at that. You buy at open of the week, at the beginning of the week, and sell at the end of the week, right? Look at that. So reliable. And we haven't gotten one. We will get one at some point, and we will make our money. So, again, it's like even the technicals for NUAI, absolute trash. Not very reliable. Not very reliable at all. You really have to go off of the price action, and even that is not exactly... the more the more the stock the more the stock respects the technicals, the easier it is to trade, because oh, this thing loves to, it loves to pump huge when this signal comes. But the fact that it has no good signals here on anything, uh, it doesn't respect the purple line. We don't even have enough data for that. Golden cross is a top marker. Uh, Weekly, monthly time frames don't really give us anything. This is just terrible, absolute garbage. But if you like to hope, and if you want to, like your speculative plays, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Again, those of you who want to do this for a living and actually make consistent income, not have to worry about whether it's going to go down 50% and be the next color, which could easily happen. You have no idea how many people I've met. It's always the same story. It's always the same story. Oh no, you're wrong, Shades. My stock is special. It's never gonna keep going down like color. It's never gonna happen like Mullen, like BBBY that now is dead in the water. It's never gonna, I can go on and on. I remember every single stock where people told me, oh, this is gonna it's gonna go up one day. You'll see, and it's always the same story. I don't know why people like losing money when you can just take the consistent income. So color stock, perfect example, right? Oh, it's never going to come back down from 43. My stock is so special. I think Joey Shaw is the one going through this right now. MSTR, my stock is so special, right? Like no, your stock isn't special. What you're doing is gambling, and that's what it is. That's what it is, and that's just, to me, that's just kind of like it's kind of like you blink twice and you're like, I don't know what that person is thinking. Like you could just buy Nvidia and you'll make way more and you'll never lose. Like, maybe that sounds better. No, sir, I want the gambling high. I want to get rich quick. So that's why you end up with people like, like Joey Shaw, like, what's his name or her name? Polish girl. These are all people who had like 6-figure accounts, all blew up because they thought, I have a lot of money, so I don't care. And they just keep giving their money away, essentially. And the one time they score big, they've already lost so much money anyways that they're not even they haven't even gotten back the money that they've lost. I've seen these cycles before. Joey Shaw has been trading for, 6 years now? And it's just the same cycle, same loop of I buy garbage and hoping that, I can make a lot fast, and then it doesn't work out, and then they just keep rinsing and repeating, hoping they just get stuck in that cycle. It's just silliness. I don't know why people don't just take the guaranteed money on the established companies with growing revenues that always come down to the purple line and pump off of it. I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking, but I guess it's just a manner. You have to overcome your greed at that point. In this case, I'm talking about Joey Shaw. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on NUAI, greed, and, that people like their speculative plays. No, thank you. But worth a risk if you believe it's going to be like APLD.